Hi and Assalamualaikum. My name is Karina Natasha binti Kamar Zaman. So today I would like to give an explanation about the introduction for our assignment. So as 12 October 2021, our company had been appointed by Messrs Tenaga Maju Development Corporation Berhad to seek for our advice to invest a sum of capital in a proposed commercial property. We have conducted in-depth studies relating the proposed commercial property. The proposed project is a shopping complex commercial building on a land of 496,969 square feet. The proposed commercial property already taken into consideration of the marketability in the area as the result of the market feasibility. The proposed commercial property located at Jalan Cochrane, Section 90, 55100 Kuala Lumpur, Wilayah Persekutuan Kuala Lumpur. It is located on a developing area that consists of residential and commercial development. As our duties to advise and recommend the client, a valuation report included in the studies to determine capital value of the development according to relevant method used. It is for determine the viability and profitability of the proposed development.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Rawaida binti Rasli and I'm going to explain about the description of the subject property. First of all, the subject property that we choose is My Town Kuala Lumpur Shopping Centre. This subject property is located at Jalan Cochrane, Section 19, 55100 Kuala Lumpur, Wilayah Persekutuan Kuala Lumpur. It is located beside of IKEA Ceras building. In addition, the shopping center was fully built and launched in March 2017 and contained of 5 levels with 400 units of shop in it, including the kiosk or leasable area. This subject property located at the center of commercial area. It's surrounded by the education, transportation, social services, public healthcare, public safety, postal system, utilities and others. Here is the site location that we take from the title, and the second one is the view of subject property from Google Map. Our selected subject property is located at the location that fall with the commercial and few of residential buildings, and it is the focus point for people to go for that facilities there. There are some of the neighborhood facilities on the surrounding area of the subject property which has been obtained. For example, as IKEA Ceras, One Cochrane Resident, SMK Cochrane Perkasa and others. There are so much of public services and amenities provided around our subject property area. It is because it is located on the city center of Kuala Lumpur and to make people easier to move from one place to another. For example, there are Petronas Cochrane Perkasa, Suruhanjaya Pencegah Rasuah Malaysia, Masjid Jami' Alam Shah, Pesuruhjaya, Sumpah Jalan Pasar and others. We also have done a SWOT analysis toward this subject property, which is firstly is strengths. The subject property is located at the strategic location, which is at the city center of Kuala Lumpur. There are also many new commercial developments surrounding that area, and other than that, residents at that area are easily to access into this shopping mall because it is located near the residential area. And there are also many facilities and transportation available at the area such as MRT bars, Cochrane MRT train station and others. The basement car park is the special elements for this building, which is it is linked to IKEA Ceras building. So it can make people who came to this mall will easily to access in both building without considering about the car park. They also provide a sunken garden at in front of the building. It is for the family or friends gathering and having fun activity. Number 2 is the weakness. The subject property is located at the development area, which is there are commercial, education, residential and other building around it. Because of it, the access to this subject property will be quite difficult because of the busy environment. And other than that, some of the facilities provided is not at the strategic location. For example, the location of the musala that located at the car park in level 5. So people found out that it is hard to go to that musala. Number 3 is the opportunities. So the population growth at subject property area is increasing since there are residential areas surrounding that area, and our subject property is newly built building and just opened it in 2017. It can generate more customer because they tend to know more about this shopping mall. And due to the location of this shopping mall, which is near residential area, it can generate more job opportunities for people near it. Lastly is the trade. The subject property is located at the rapidly developing area. Because of that, there are many other main commercial buildings around it that can be as a great competitors for them, such as Pavilion Kuala Lumpur, Surya KLCC, and others.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Muhammad Afizi bin Muhammad Khairi, and I will present about site analysis. In this analysis, I will summarize the important part, which is social activities or human interactions. Cochrane Road is in one of KL's fast developing areas, aided by infrastructure developments such as the Cochrane MRT station, which is part of the Sungai Buloh Kajang line, as well as IKEA Cherais and My Town Shopping Centre. It is set to become one of KL's hottest areas, as it is near to the future Bandar Malaysia project, which is currently being reviewed. It is also located next to the upcoming dedicated financial district of Tun Razak Exchange and the recently completed vibrant entertainment enclave of TREC. Okay, for the first activities, there is an apartment built on the site, which is one Cochrane residence. It is around 150 meters from the Cochrane MRT station. The SBK line is estimated to attract 400,000 daily users, providing not only simple access for homeowners, but also a ready targeting area among investors and potential residents commuting inside KL and Greater KL. Next, entertainment opportunities are available on Cochrane Road. Because it is close to TREC, residents frequently entertain there and offered by a varied choice of styles, surroundings, and modes in 5 distinct zones that include Zouk KL, Velvet Underground and Future, as well as casual and premium dining, unique and independent cafes, wine bars, pubs, and clubs. Last but not least, with the completion of the SBK line, residents will no longer have to face traffic congestion along Jalan Bukit Bintang. It is because of the existence of MRT station where they can enjoy some of the best things at Pavilion KL, Lot 10, and Stahil Gallery, which is just 2 stops at Bukit Bintang MRT station.
My name is Wan Azmira, and I will explain the market analysis. Due to the existence of MCO by the government caused by the outbreak of COVID-19, retail sales plummeted in April, mainly as all residents in Malaysia were deployed to stay at home to control the spread of the virus at that time. All economic activities must be halted, and only essential economic activities and the service sector are permitted to operate. Retail is not allowed to operate as long as the MCO is in place. Retail sales in 2019 is higher than in 2020 in the first 3 months, with a 3.7% increase year-on-year. Early 2021, the government has eased the restriction orders, allowing people to go out to eat and shop as usual, leads to increase in retail sales by 1.6% year-on-year, worth 134.92 billion ringgit. However, retail sector still struggling due to lower household income and thus lowering the purchasing power. Next, Setia City Mall expansion was completed in the first quarter of 2021, adding 400,000 square feet of retail space to the mall's total retail space of 1.1 million square feet. With the completion of Setia City Mall, it brings the total retail stock in Greater KL to 68.1 million square feet of NLA. In comparison to 2019, the retail section was severely impacted by the spread of COVID-19 in the first half of 2021. In comparison to other projects, only the Setia City Mall expansion project could be completed. Due to the replacement of tenants and retailers' differing plans for area expansion, occupancy rates in the average shopping complex decreased. Many tenants have requested a rent reduction to ease the burden and lower the cost of living during the outbreak of the epidemic. However, only certain of the landlords have agreed to do so. In the first half of 2020, with only 1% drop in occupancy, it has maintained its position of being above 80%. During this year, there is a 6.88 million square feet of new retail space currently under construction and will be available in the market soon. With the opening of 27 shopping malls in Greater Kuala Lumpur in 2021, property consultancy firm Service Sundian Berhad predicts continued growth in the retail sector. While, according to the National Property Information Centre (NAPIC), there is a 20 square feet million additional supply of shopping complex, and if market demand is not strong enough, this could lead to lower occupancy rates. With the addition of 27 new shopping malls in 2021, the total number of shopping malls in Greater KL will rise from 170 to 197 in the next 3 years. The planning for the construction of shopping malls puts existing malls up against stiff competition, which is likely to result in revenue declines for existing malls. Since the COVID-19 outbreak in early 2020, public demand for commercial properties has decreased. In that year, the government mandated that all citizens sit and work from home while adhering to the MCO directive. Due to government's procedure requiring all citizens to remain at home, citizens unable to go shopping as usual due to the commercial sector's closure with the exception of essentials. People choose to buy goods online using platforms such as Shopee to buy daily items to get around the problem of not being able to go out shopping. In fact, the online shopping service is rapidly expanding with tenants of the mall selling their goods online to make it easier for customers to purchase. And last but not least, oversupply of shopping malls leads tenants to pay higher rental and tenants will relocate to shopping centres that are more convenient for them, leaving the long-abandoned mall to close.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nura Azmi Shamira binti Aslan, and now I will explain about the valuation of subject property by using the conventional investment method. Firstly, we need to determine the term rental and the full rental value of the subject property. So the information about gross rental and outgoings for the term rental was obtained from the Encik Azahai, which is the center manager of My Town Shopping Centre. So the average term rental is at 7 ringgit per square foot per month, while the outgoings is about 4 ringgit and 95 cents per square foot per month. Then we calculate by subtracting the outgoings to get the net rental. Next, for the full rental value, the data we gain is from the shopping center index by NAPIC, which is about RM 82 ringgit per square meter. So we change it into square feet to get the full rental value. For the calculation income of parking charges, we calculate it just like in the slide, which is by multiply the parking rate by units, hours, days, and occupancy rate to gain the income per annum. So the market parking charges was gained from Malaysia Parking Rate Directory. Next, the evaluation using conventional investment method. So as shown in the slide, there are term and reversionary calculation. So in term, we need to take the total income, which includes the rental received and parking incomes, and multiply it with the YP single rate for 3 years at 5%. So the property yield for the subject property is about 6% as mentioned by Encik Azahan, and we have to less 1% during the term calculation due to the low risk. The term also 3 years because the lease has started 3 years ago with the rent review of every 3 years. For the reversionary, the FRV is also plus with the income of parking and then multiply it with the occupancy rate of the shopping mall, which is at 86.5%, and then multiply it with the YP in perpetuity at 6% and PV for 3 years at 6%. Then we got the capital value of My Town Shopping Centre, which is RM 1.78 billion ringgit Malaysia.
Okay, for the payback method, firstly, we determine the exit value by adding the market rental with the income of parking charges, and we got the total income. Then it will multiply with the occupancy rate of the mall, which is 86.5%, multiply with the amount of 1 ringgit for 15 years at 1.9%, and we get the adjusted market rental. Then we multiply with the YP in perpetuity at 6%, and then we get the capital value, which is 2,600,492,000 ringgit. Next, we determine the profitability index by using a payback method. So, the period is 15 years, the capital is 1.5 billion ringgit stated by Encik Azahan, and the income is 136,012,224 ringgit, which is we get from the exit value. For the growth, we use 1.9% that got from Klang Valley Shopping Centre Index. So after multiply the income with the growth, we get the adjusted income for every period. and we'll multiply with the interest rate, which is 7.15%, and then we get the cumulative capital outstanding in year 15, which is 2,237,869,180 ringgit and 20 cents. Okay, next, we will determine the profitability index using the value that we got from payback cash flow method. Okay, for return on capital, the average profit is 149,191,278 ringgit and 67 cents. And then we multiply with 100 and divide it with capital invested, which is 1.5 billion ringgit, and we get 9.95%. For return on investment, we get 42.32%. Okay, next, to determine the internal rate of return, we determine the net present value by using the discounted cash flow. Same as payback method, the capital is 1.5 billion ringgit. The income is from the calculation by using conventional method, which is 49,411,200 ringgit for year 1 until year 3. It is because the property is being reviewed in every 3 years. So, start from year 4, the income that we use is 136,012,224 ringgit. Okay, the growth is same, 1.9%, and then we get the adjusted income by multiply both income and growth in every year. Okay, for the present value, we use 11% for NPV-R1 and 12% for NPV-R2. So, for NPV-R1, we get 31,080,946 ringgit and 89 cents, and for NPV-R2, we get negative 109,861,868 ringgit and 79 cents. Okay, lastly, for internal rate of return, we use the formula, and using the value of NPV-R1 and NPV-R2, the internal rate of return that we get is 11.2205%. So that's all from me.
Okay, next is the conclusion for this assignment. The viability of the project means the ability of the subject development to compete with existing and future commercial property in the area of the proposed project, which is located in Wilayah Persekutuan Kuala Lumpur. From the calculation, we conclude that the capital value invested is 1,780,920,000 using the conventional investment approach. By using IRR method, the rate of return is 11.221%. Other than that, by using the ROC method, the residual value is 149,191,278.674 ringgit. Then to get the viability of the development, we must divide with the total development cost. It shows that 9.95%, which means our proposed commercial property does not meet its viability. The negative margin shows are more possible because of the pandemic situation that make the commercial property is not viable. Okay, next is for the recommendation for this assignment. Okay, so firstly is for the economy. As we know, health of economy is one of the major factors that affect the viability of the property. So during this pandemic, economy of our country has faced downturn, but you can mitigate this risk by buying REITs or other diversified holdings that are either not tied to economic cycle or that can withstand the downturns. Second is demographic. Demographic provide information on the age, income and regional preference of actual or potential tenants, what percentage of tenants are retirees and others. There are numerous ways this type of demographic shift can affect the real estate market, but for you, some quick questions to ask might be such as how will age affect the demand, or how will income affect the demand. This and other questions can help you narrow down the type and location of potentially desirable real estate investment long before the trend has started. Lastly is the interest rate. Interest rate impact the price and demands of real estate. Lower rates bring in more buyers, reflecting the lower cost of getting a mortgage, but also it expand the demand for real estate, which can then drive up the prices. So you can get some advice from the banks regarding the interest rate, so that you can drive up the property. So that's all from me for now. Thank you.